Ladies and gentlemen, the next part of the group exhibit hydrogen fuel cell and batteries here at the Hannover Fair 2015. The title of this conversation will be Commercialization of Indicators of the Automotive Fuel Cell Powertrain. And therefore we have from the company Dana, the Director of Global Advanced Business, Hans Katzmaier. Please help me welcome with a short applause.
Hello.
Mr. Katzmaier, hello.
Nice to meet you.
Thank you very much. Take a seat, please.
Thank you.
Oh, I see you got a lot of material with you.
Yeah, it should support what we will discuss.
Yeah.
I like that the people touch the parts which we develop and produce.
So directly to the people, I come around then and I show you the material. Do you like to see it? Ah, there are several nicks. You're from Dana and you got a special attitude, what is not very special. I heard a lot of the green aspect talking before we talk about your company. You got very fine and I like it attitude with this kind of green aspect. What kind of attitude do you present?
I think the area we are focusing on in advanced technologies at Dana Corporation and as an automotive company, of course, we are focusing on reducing emissions, reducing CO2, decreasing, improving the fuel economy. This is one general goal of Dana Corporation as a technology-driven company.
So reducing reducing the fuel in what kind of reduction?
And allowing the OEMs to have less fuel consumption in their vehicles, whether it's traditional combustion engine driven vehicles or what will be the future fuel cell electrical driven vehicles or even battery electrical vehicles.
So away from the so-called old energy sources, all the non-renewables.
Yes,
away from the oil, away from the coal.
Yeah, so the basis for our development is, of course, if we have the fuel cell stack developed as a powertrain, of course we should not provide the energy or producing the hydrogen by using carbon burning power plant. So we should base that, of course, on renewable energy plants, wind, etc.
So there's a development which you see in the green sector, in the green energy sector, which you can base on. So what is the philosophy from Dana and what does Dana do exactly in this direction?
Before I go to that, I'd like to introduce the company. So Dana Corporation.
Please, exactly.
Dana Corporation is an automotive company which was founded in 1904 from Clarence Spicer. He invented the U-joint of the cardan shaft. And from there, the company developed to an automotive supplier producing driveline components, cardan shafts, axles for light vehicle, for commercial, and also for off-highway. So there's one division in Dana which is called Power Technologies Group, so components for the powertrains. Within I'm working, and there we have a department which is called Advanced Technologies. So this department focuses on electrification of vehicles. One portion is fuel cell electrical powertrains. The other one is electrification with batteries. So battery electrical vehicles, plug-in range extended vehicles, etc. So this is one area of focus. Besides that, we also focus on other energy saving developments, reducing using the waste heat which is in the car and goes into the environment. We take that and bring it back to the vehicle to increase its efficiency. So this is department I'm responsible for, and it's a global undertaking.
So this kind of global undertaking, what is your part within Dana?
So we develop, we look for new markets and new products. And the areas I described, electrification of vehicles, using waste heat to increase the efficiency, and other products. So new products for the Dana Corporation. and of the philosophy which stands behind is basing all these developments on renewable energy and protect our environment in reducing the greenhouse gases. CO2 reduction, increasing fuel economy.
And how does it look like directly in a product? Going ahead with this kind of philosophy?
So if you look for the fuel cell electrical vehicles, there's the fuel cell stack. And what we developed since 2000, we developed an important part of the fuel cell stack, which is the so-called metallic bipolar plate. In the area of battery-driven vehicles, we have developed, and this is what you're going to see.
Can I have them?
Yeah, please.
Okay.
So this is a part which sits between the cells of a battery pack and provides cooling to the pouches, which is very important because the lithium-ion batteries, they can work only between 0 and best case 30 degrees Celsius, so they have to be cooled.
Yeah.
Or they have to be warmed when it's a cold start, and this heat exchanger is providing that. For the Ford electrical vehicle,
yes.
The other example is the so-called GM Volt, Chevrolet Volt, or in Germany the Opel Ampera. Same function, a different design. So I can share this, or you can touch these parts and have a look.
Want to see it? You just had breakfast, right? Can I give it to you? Just give it to the next person, and I collect it there then once again to the stage. It's all right? Good. And if you would explain a little bit about the way you produce those for the batteries, what kind of reflex do you have for the fuel cell stack parts?
So there's one common area. If you compare these battery coolers with a metallic bipolar plate, or not an area, the volume, the number of parts you have in a battery stack is high. In the case of the Volt, we have 144 of these parts. In the case of the Ford electrical vehicle, I think we have 235. If we take a fuel cell stack, it can go up to 330, depending on the performance, on the power. For example, this is a part we developed together with a consortium of OEMs and other suppliers. It's the so-called AutoStack core project, funded by the European Community. And there we developed this part. And if you can visit our booth, you will see this stack where you find the staple of these metallic bipolar plates.
By the way, where's your booth?
Our booth is over there. You can see the diamond, the Dana diamond, and the booth number is B71. So if you want,
it's just around the corner, straight on there, and you can see the complete engine made with all the stacks there.
Yeah,
it's the heavy one in the front.
Yeah,
right?
this is the big part, which looks like an engine block with a with a cylinder head, and there you find 330 of these plates, and this stack provides a peak power of 99 kilowatt.
But isn't that big like a diesel engine would be with the same power?
If you would take let's say a 2-liter Volkswagen engine, diesel engine, or Audi 2-liter, one configuration is 136 horsepower, which is so this is the lowest performance of this engine. There's more power of this engine available, but it's a diesel engine. And even with a nice performance and all stuff, so charge air cooling and exhaust gas recycling, you still have something like a 150, 170 gram CO2 per kilometer. For example, I have this engine in my T5 with 140 horsepower, and I have a very bad conscience. It goes up to 200 CO2. This allows us to go for 0. And this is our driver, protecting the environment for us, for our kids.
So this kind of green aspect inside is that also the European government started funds on it, and you took part in this kind of system with all other partners because you made a solution for the car industry, including in the tire. Who are you cooperating with? Are there different companies interested in it, or is it a theoretical thing what you do, or is it very practical right now?
No, I think an indicator of the commitment, especially for this AutoStack core project, it's funded by the European community. So the intention is to develop a fuel cell powertrain for the European needs. The end of the project is next year, 2016 already. So this is really proving that this is feasible, and proving also that there's a commitment behind. This is isolated on a European basis, yeah. But there are OEMs who are already developing and producing small fleets of fuel cell electrical vehicles, and I can mention, Toyota Mirai. This year, 700 cars. Next year, 2,000 cars. Over next year, 3,000 cars. There's Hyundai with 500 cars, actually. And Honda indicated that they will start fuel cell electrical vehicle in the financial year 2015, which is next year. So, and all these companies already building small fleets, hundreds, thousands. This is a big indicator for us that we are on the right track. This will not be 1% of the production in 2020, because this would be 1 million cars. This will not happen.
You realize the market for it, and others from Japan, from other countries, from USA are jumping into the market.
Yep. So the markets, I think the first on the markets are Japan, Ireland, Korea, Ireland, California, half island. So with zero emission legislation, so that they are really investing, and you will find also another indicator, which is the infrastructure. So having a fuel cell electrical vehicle doesn't help you if you have no filling station. So they are investing in filling stations. So California just announced that they will have another $1 million invest to allow the filling of the fuel cell. Germany, Scandinavia, UK is doing the same. And you see the consortium over there, Shell, Linde, and others are working in that regard. So the infrastructure also seems to be on track, on the same track as the OEMs with their small fleets. And again, back to the small fleets, there's a big commitment from an OEM. There's a big investment. But they like to understand how hundreds, thousands of cars behave in the field with normal customers. I wanted to buy a Mirai, maybe I get one. Maybe not, but you can buy a Hyundai, or you can buy a Renault Kangoo with a range extended fuel cell electrical powertrain.
And this is also the way to go for German car companies, for example.
I think this is the best thing which can happen in Germany if you have the infrastructure.
So is this the main point first, to develop this in infrastructure to get it closer, or where do you see the next step in development that should be done right now?
I think this goes simultaneously. So with the commitment of the OEMs, you get the commitment of those who own the infrastructure. Yeah, and this seems to be on track. If you look at the figures we see.
So there are a lot of different things to do right now. Of course, you are involved in big companies too all the time. You develop with the European centers, with the European government together. That means you are also invited with, let me say, Volkswagen or other companies.
We have developments with those who committed to fuel cell electric vehicles, so I cannot really go in detail. I think we are one of the only companies who have the developments with the major associations. And if I say associations, there's a consolidation because of the investment needed. For example, Toyota works together with BMW. Hyundai stands alone. Then there's a very important collaboration between GM and Honda. And then we have Daimler, Ford, Nissan. One remaining big OEM is Volkswagen. He partnered up with a supplier, which is Ballard. And with all these companies, we have a more or less intensive relation, including development.
Yeah, that's fine. Of course, you are related then to all of the big ones.
I think you're right.
Yeah. So I think the green aspect your company runs brings you also to other projects too. Can you give me an overview that you don't produce only stacks on it, but what are you thinking of in future for just a few words, please?
Yeah, very quickly. So again, I mentioned one of our focus is electrification based on battery, based on fuel cell powertrains, but also we are working in areas to recycle the wasted energy. You know, 50-60% of a regular combustion engine vehicle goes to the environment. So we heat up. We use this energy to provide the capability of a cold start improvement, meaning the liquids of the engine, the transmission, are heated up in using this waste energy. That again goes for better fuel consumption and reducing CO2. This is one area. And there are other products we are developing in that regard.
So these other products, would you join those who are interested in directly at your booth to talk about also the other products and also showing the engine you described?
You are heartily invited, those who are interested, to go there and go a little bit more into detail. I cannot pass that around because it's, I cannot disclose the
it's
details
a secret.
which are in there. Yeah.
Nobody should know that. If you want to see it in big, right?
Yeah.
Visit booth 71, Mr. Katzmaier.
Yes, please do so. Thank you very much.
From Dana. Give me a helping hand for Mr. Katzmaier. Thank you very much.
Thank you
bring
very much.
the details
Appreciate
then to your booth.
Thank you.
Yes, stay tuned, as the radio moderator says, to the next talk about automation equipment for the fuel cell industry, appearing here soon.